Well, hello, and good morning. I have just been sitting here making another masterboard, and I sometimes am sitting here going, I should turn my camera on, and then I think, no, I'm not really doing anything new, so why should I do that? But I was watching Birdie, the recycled hippie chick. And I was thinking I wanted to send her a message and encourage her about what she was saying about Etsy. And I thought, really, I would like to say it to other people that are feeling that way. And yeah, so I thought, you know what, just turn on your camera, and while you're sitting here doing this mindless activity, you can chat. Yay, go me. So that's what I'm doing. Anyway, I will try to remember to link Birdie's YouTube channel down below. Pulling stuff out of my smaller than a dollar bin to work with here, because I still have a lot in there. Anyway, she was saying that she thinks her journals are just as cute as anybody else's, but she doesn't sell them. They don't sell. And, I've been doing this a long time, and I would agree. Her stuff is cute, and it's very inexpensive. And, I think she's adorable. So what is it? Why do some things sell and others don't? And I don't know the answer to that question. If you thought I did, I'm sorry, I'm going to disappoint you. Because I don't. But she was saying she's thinking about pulling her stuff off of Etsy and just saving it for an upcoming art fair, and that's fine. I mean, if that's another way to go, for sure. But I think one of the benefits, I'm not a huge advocate for Etsy. I mean, it's a tool, I think overall as a company I'm not really a fan, but I use it because they are truly, they check all the boxes that I need them to check, and so far nobody else does, and trust me, I have looked. So I know I'm jumping all over the place, I'm sorry. If you can hear my cat in the background, I'm sorry about that too. She wants to go out in the garage because my husband lets her out there when he's out there, but he's not even home. He went, he goes on Sunday mornings, he goes and flies RC airplane, and so he left, but she thinks he's out there, and she wants to go play with him. She doesn't really play with him, but she just wanders around out there and investigates everything. Anyway, yep, all over the place, Ricky. Anyway, where was I? So yeah, as a company, I'm not really a big, yay, go Etsy, but as a tool, I think they know what they're doing, and that's good. So if you're not selling anything, if stuff's not selling, the only fee you're gonna incur is your listing fee, which is 20 cents, right, I think. So, and that's like, lasts for, I think, 3 months. So it's not like, if you have 5 things listed, you're out $1 for 3 months. That's not bad for the opportunity to sell. So if you're actively promoting your stuff like she is, she's got a YouTube channel and she uploads pretty frequently, you do want people to have a place to go to buy stuff from you if you're making stuff. And so Etsy is a good option for that because it really doesn't cost you very much to just have it sit there. So you're not taking a big risk. But as she mentioned, it can be disheartening when stuff isn't selling. And I totally get that. I have those items too. I mean, a lot of times I sell out when I do my restocks, and that's awesome. But sometimes I make a whole bunch of something and it doesn't sell. So I get that. I can relate. And I have been selling on Etsy for over 12 years. So I didn't start out selling out. It took a long time, and different products. You know, I started out making jewelry, soldered jewelry. Well, actually, 12 years ago, I started out making all kinds of different things. Like, I used to make felt play food, and I don't know, I can't even remember what all. But anyway, yeah, my business has gone through some evolutions since I started, that's for sure. But, you know, my encouragement would be to do what you actually love. So you're not making things that aren't floating your boat. You're like, if you can switch your mentality to, I'm making this because I love it, and even if I wasn't selling it, I would still make it because I love it. But if I do sell it, bonus for me, you know? Because then you're not so disheartened if it doesn't sell. You're like, no, I still love what I'm doing and I believe in what I'm doing. And if an art show comes up and you need product, just put your Etsy shop on vacation, take your product to this show, and if it sells while you're there, great. Just come home and take it off your Etsy shop. You're only out 20 cents for that listing. It's not going to make or break you. You know, that's my thought anyway. Just stick with it. Unless you hate what you're doing. I mean, obviously then don't. But you never know when you're close to breaking through, getting the recognition that you want. And it could just be any odd day, you know. So all of a sudden somebody discovers you and they're your biggest fan and they want to buy a bunch of your stuff. But they can't if you're not there. They can't support you if that's not an option. You know what I mean? So try to hang in there and make sure that you got your chips in the game, so to say, if that's what you want to do. So that's my Etsy advice for today, I think. And that's not really just Etsy, that's whatever venue you want to pursue, if you do want to pursue selling. I don't have a secret. People have asked me what's the secret to you know, selling, because I do sell, but I don't have a secret. My butt is in the chair for a lot of hours a day making product, and then I list it and hope for the best. If it doesn't sell, then I don't make more of that for a while. Or, you know, I look at my pricing. Is my pricing... I really don't reduce my pricing very often because I think per hour I don't make hardly anything. So reducing pricing is not really the answer because that's not going to be sustainable for me to keep going. And that's one thing I want, is to remain sustainable. So that's, you know, I'll look at my pricing, but I very rarely will mark things down. It's usually not that. It's usually a matter of waiting for the exposure, or waiting for a brainchild of like, oh, I need to show people that they can use this in this way. You know, that kind of thing. It's a lot of that. So hang in there. If you're frustrated, I get it, but I would hate to see anybody give up just because they're not making sales right now. So, and I try to remind myself that whatever I'm making, eventually it all sells. Eventually, you know, maybe not here, maybe it's gonna sell at an art show, maybe it's, you know, a different online venue, maybe it's Instagram, whatever. But if I don't have the product, I certainly can't sell it. And I absolutely love being able to sell my products. And so I just keep plugging along. Yeah. So I will have my mom here in about 3 days. She's coming, and she will be with me for 10 days. So I won't be on making videos because we try to squeeze in as much visiting and, I don't know, thrifting, and we play Scrabble because really either one of us only has each other to play with. She'll sometimes can play with her siblings, but you know, they don't like live next door to each other or anything. And I don't have anybody here to play with. My husband doesn't play. My husband's super smart. He's an engineer. He is a brainiac. I mean, you know, Mr. Advanced Calculus and all. But when it comes to making words out of letters just for the sake of playing a game, that is not his jam. And he says about playing games with me, he says, well, Scrabble, why would you do that? It's like walking into a dark alley. You know you're going to get a beating. So, yeah. So when my mom comes, we like to play Scrabble, and we will play probably more than a dozen games over the course of her visit. So that's fun. I have a Scrabble game that just lives under my bed until she comes, and then it lives on the table because we just play quite a few games. So we have that, and we have our family Christmas to celebrate, and we have our desert Christmas to celebrate. Her and I go out in the desert and have a picnic and open our handmade gifts from each other. So that's kind of fun. I don't love the desert, but she does because she doesn't live here. I don't know. I remember when I very first came here, and like I saw the huge cacti, whatever. And you know, I was telling my daughter, oh, go stand next to that cactus. I'll take a picture. It's so cool. And now I don't even notice them because they're just everywhere. So for my mom, it's fun to go out into the desert. And that's fine. I can take her out there and chill for an afternoon. Then we'll try to find a day or two to go out of town and go to a smaller town, find some thrifting, have some lunch, that sort of thing. We don't really tend to do much in Tucson. I'm not a fan of being in the city, so we just don't really do much of that. But yeah, I'm looking forward to having her here. But that means I will miss all of you, so just a heads up, I did not disappear. I will be back after the first of the year and resume our normally unscheduled meetings. My next shop restock is scheduled for February 3rd. So after my mom leaves, I will be kicking it into high gear to try to get enough stuff made for that. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what I'm gonna have available, but I've got some ideas. I'm hoping to have some of my altered shipping tags and altered clusters available, and then some journals. I'm thinking I would like to turn these Masterboards into my little hearts with words on them. Those are great for journals, little embellishments, and then, you know, with Valentine's Day being right around the corner, it's kind of fun to have little hearts. I don't do the candy hearts, but I would totally do mixed media hearts. Those little candy hearts taste like chalk to me. I never cared for them. They are cute and they're fun to see what words you get, but if I'm going for a treat, it's probably not going to be a candy heart. Yeah. So that's all I know on that subject right now, I think. I don't really do anything for Valentine's Day. We're not big Valentine's Day people. We don't really, I don't know. Let's say we don't really do that much for holidays in general. I kind of have this philosophy that every day is special. I don't want to wait for a special day to do something nice for my significant other. And I'm not saying that's what other people do, but it kind of gets commercialized that way. And so, I don't know, I just don't participate really. And neither does my husband. We might like go out for lunch or something, but usually we don't do it on the day because it's so busy everywhere. So we'll do something like the week before or the week after and just say, hey, should we go, you know, eat at this place that we don't usually go eat at and call it our Valentine's Day? Sure. So that's kind of how we roll with that. What else? Here's something that's not that interesting, but it's something to talk about. I recently changed my garbage service. So we had waste management for 3 years since we moved in here. I'm torn. I like that, but I also like that. I don't know. And they kept raising the price every month. It would go up a few cents. Here, you know, maybe 50 cents, maybe just 10, 20 cents, but continually going up. And it got to be almost $40 a month. And on our local Facebook page for our little subdivision or whatever you call this, people were asking what is everybody paying for garbage, right? And there's like 4 companies out here, and so prices were all over the board, but there's this new company, and it's an individual, it's a local guy that started it, And he like literally comes with a U-Haul truck and separates out your garbage and recycling, and he does a bunch of alternative recycling stuff and takes stuff to charities, and just a super nice guy. Anyway, his rates were significantly lower than Waste Management, and so I called Waste Management, and a lot of people have been switching to him and they really like him. And so I called Waste Management and I said, I either need to cancel my service or negotiate my monthly cost, because several people had said, if you call Waste Management and tell them you're going to switch, they'll lower your price. Well, after being on hold for 20 minutes, I got a very snotty, negotiate what? We don't negotiate. I was like, okay, then cancel my service. It's not a problem. So she did, supposedly. I don't really know, because I just got billed again for this month, but that might be because there was 2 days that I was on their monthly thing and they maybe don't refund. I'm just going to watch it and see if I get charged again next month, because nobody loves being on hold for 20 minutes to talk to them, which is what happens when you call. So anyway, I went ahead and signed up with the new guy, and I just love his service. Like, he's just so nice. You can email him or text him anytime. He's so transparent with the costs, and and then on top of it, he's super like trying to get as many things recycled as possible. Here in Tucson, we are not able to recycle glass with some of the major companies, which I think is ridiculous. I mean, Tucson is a big enough place, right? We should have those options. But he is able to recycle the glass. He's got a place he takes it to. So the whole thing is just so much better. And I'm so happy. And my husband and I were talking about it this morning. Like, we just need more of that in this country. More of these entrepreneurs who see something that could be done better and are willing to think outside the box and do it, to take it on. So I don't know, that's encouraging to me. I'm excited to be supporting a smaller business and this guy who's got a vision to make this work. And the other people that have switched to him are just super happy too. So it's just neat to see. And I hope we see more of that in the country. More supporting small and thinking locally. I think that would be really good. And I looked up to see what the CEO of Waste Management makes. He makes $11 million a year. And, that's fine. I don't have a problem with people being rich, but then maybe you don't need to be raising my bill every single month. Like, you maybe have enough, right? Just saying. Yeah. So, especially if this local guy can do it for cheaper and do it better, which he does, so. Anyway, I guess that's just a little encouragement to look around for some small businesses to support, people that are doing things outside the box and making a difference. I love that. When we lived in Wisconsin, there was this little family-owned dairy called Tetzner's Dairy, and they had a store. Like, you would walk in, I don't even know how we ever heard about it, but you would go to their farm, which was like probably like a 25-minute drive for us, and you would pull up to this little garage barn thing, and inside of there were these refrigerators and freezers and a little locked cash box and a price list and little cash envelopes, and you would just take what you needed. They had ice cream and milk and cream and I don't know what else, but all the good dairy stuff, and you would just go ahead and help yourself and put your money in the box, and it just was such a neat little alternative. So I really miss that. But another example of a small business, you know, thinking outside the box. So they're out there. We just need to find them, I think. Anyway, that's it, I think. That's all my blathering for today. Hopefully that was encouraging, and if it wasn't, I'm sorry. But I hope you all have a wonderful Sunday, and yeah, if you like this, consider subscribing and hitting the like button and all those things that I usually forget to say. I'll see you next time.